It's Howard again, and this time I've got three things to tell you. Thing number one is that I am now videotaping this with a little flip video camera that Baltic Tiger got. And it's a pretty cool little nifty object, and I can't wait to take it on some bike rides and see how well it works. Doing that, it doesn't have image stabilization, but it's very handy and lightweight, so it should do pretty well with the bike rides. We'll find out. Second thing is, and I'll just let you look at the flip video camera while I tell you these other two things, is that thing number two is that Baltic Tiger is the writer in the family. I'm an architect, but I've been a writer for a long time too, but not a serious writer, not a published writer like she is. She's always tried to encourage me to do that, and after today she got a little more serious because of thing number three, which is that we went to see novelist T. Corgerson Boyle, and he's the author of a number of novels, including Tortilla Curtain, and he read some excerpts from it tonight, and one of them was based around Thanksgiving and a turkey, so since that's the time of year it is right now, that's why he read it to us. Anyway, he told the story about a Mexican fellow who is with his pregnant wife, and they live in a campground in Topanga Canyon in California, and they're very poor, and he doesn't speak English, and he's an illegal immigrant, and he needs a couple of things at the grocery store, so he goes to the grocery store to buy them, and he's in line waiting to pay for them, and there are a couple of guys ahead of him, full-time students and part-time stoners, and after they buy their things, the cashier tells them that they get a free turkey because they bought $50 worth of stuff, or more than $50 worth of stuff. Well, they're college students, they live in the dorm, all they have is a microwave oven, so they debate and debate, what are they going to do? They can't cook a turkey in a microwave oven, they're pretty sure about that. So finally one of them figures, well, we'll just give it to this Mexican guy behind us. And the Mexican guy, like I said, doesn't speak English, so he's kind of nervous and suspicious, and you can see the anxiety is building inside of him as the storyteller tells the story, and finally he gets his things and he's trying to hustle out of there as quickly as he can, but these guys had hung around and they suddenly thrust this turkey into his arms, and after a bit more confusion he finally figures out what they're up to, and he takes it and quickly hustles home to tell his wife, and her name is America. I don't know why he chose that name, but he did, and told her that they have a turkey for Thanksgiving. And of course they don't know much about Thanksgiving, except that they'd heard Thanksgiving a lot lately, and so they have a turkey. Well, they're living in a campground and they don't have even a microwave oven, so what they decide to do is to build a giant fire, because it's a big turkey, and they're going to roast this turkey in the fire, and it takes them a while, and they do, and some cinders actually accidentally go flying up and ignite some nearby trees, and a big forest fire in Topanga Canyon gets lit and destroys a lot of things, and that was the end of his reading the excerpt. It took him 10 or 15 minutes to read this thing, and it was very entertaining, and he's an excellent writer. But when he was done, I realized, wow, this whole 15-minute series of scenes were written just to advance the plot point that a forest fire gets started in Topanga Canyon. And I thought to myself, wow, if I was a writer and I wanted to start a forest fire, the thought process you'd have to go through to invent that would be interesting. Well, how are we going to do it? With a big campfire. Okay, well, what are we going to have a big campfire for? Well, let's do something silly. Let's have them ignite or cook a turkey. Okay, well, yeah, fine. But the guy's poor. How does he get a turkey? Well, he gets it for free. How does he get it for free? Well, then he has to invent all this stuff to make this all happen. And in the whole process of thinking it up and writing it up takes days and days. And all this for the single plot point that a forest fire gets started. And I thought to myself, wow, I could never be a novelist, because I don't have the patience for it. When I wanted to advance a plot point like this, and I figured out how I was going to do it, and then have to sit down and write something that's going to take days and days to write just to get a fire going. Couldn't do it. So yeah, I realized I'm more the short, as Baltic Tiger says, the short form writer, the short essays, the short humorous stuff. And so if I did become a writer, that's the direction I would go, which is what I've been doing with my blog. So that's the third thing I wanted to tell you. And so that's it. Done for the week.